Picture this. You leave your entire life behind, cross an ocean, hoping for a fresh start, only to discover that the American dream you've been chasing your whole life, well, it was nothing but a lie. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are completely shattering the expectation that Grand Theft Auto was just some game about getting rich, stealing sports cars, and building a criminal empire. Nope. Today, we're looking at a heartbreaking journey about revenge, betrayal, family, and the heavy, heavy price of violence. So, can you ever truly escape your past? That question right there is basically the beating heart of our entire analysis today. When Grand Theft Auto 4 dropped back in 2008, it completely flipped Rockstar Games' storytelling style on its head. If you look back at previous titles like Vice City or San Andreas, they were essentially these massive power fantasies focused on luxury and influence. But this title, it gave us a grounded, gritty, realistic world filled with broken dreams and incredibly difficult choices. You see, our protagonist, Niko Bellic, was promised the ultimate American dream in letters from his cousin Roman. We're talking mansions, endless wealth, expensive cars, beautiful women, and above all, peace. But the second Niko actually steps off that boat, reality hits him like a ton of bricks. Instead of a mansion, he finds Roman drowning in debt, his taxi company totally falling apart, and loan sharks breathing down his neck daily. Instead of luxury, it's poverty. And instead of peace, it's just more crime. Section 1. The Broken American Dream. Niko's Arrival. To really wrap our heads around why Niko is so desperately seeking a fresh start in the first place, you have to understand the number 15. Back during the war in Eastern Europe, Niko was part of this really close-knit military unit made up of 15 soldiers. These guys were his brothers in arms, people he trusted with his very life. But out of those 15, only 3 survived. Someone sold them out. Their own unit was betrayed from the inside. And ever since that devastating day, Niko has been consumed by this relentless burning obsession. He is literally scouring the earth for the traitor responsible for the deaths of his friends. And that is the incredibly heavy baggage he drags with him into the cold reality of Liberty City. Section 2. The Cycle of Betrayal. Liberty City's Crime. Because of course, Niko doesn't just get to quietly search for this traitor, he's got to survive first. To protect Roman, Niko steps right into the criminal underworld, triggering this absolute domino effect of chaos. First, he kills a small-time Russian mobster named Vlad, who had been humiliating Roman and secretly sleeping with Roman's girlfriend. But guess what? Vlad worked for the wildly unpredictable Faustin, meaning Niko is now forced to work for him to pay off the debt. Faustin is so reckless, though, that his own best friend, Dimitri orders Niko to take him out. So Niko assassinates Faustin, thinking, okay, the nightmare is finally over. But then comes the ultimate betrayal. Dimitri doesn't reward Niko at all. He stabs him in the back, teaming up with a ruthless criminal named Ray Bulgarin, who actually has a vendetta against Niko from years ago. So a single act to protect his cousin spirals completely out of control. Barely scraping by with his life, Niko is now completely trapped. Just look at the sheer number of factions demanding his services. You've got Irish gangs, Italian mafia families, literal government agents, drug dealers, corrupt businessmen. To stay alive, and, in between Roman constantly calling to ask if he wants to go bowling, Niko has to work for all of them. Everyone wants a piece of him, and every single mission just pulls him deeper and deeper into the exact underworld he was trying so hard to avoid. Section 3. Confronting the Past. Finding the Traitor. Even with this massive mob war raging all around him, Niko never forgets his ultimate mission. After years of searching, and by leveraging his new underworld connections, he finally discovers the identities of the other 2 surviving soldiers from his betrayed unit, Florian Kravik and Darko Breivik. And eventually, he corners the true traitor, Darko Breivik. This is the man who caused the deaths of 12 of his closest friends. So we finally get to the crucial question, right? Why? Why did Darko do it? The answer is $1,000. That's it. Darko admits that he sold out and effectively murdered his closest friends for just $1,000. His confession completely shocks Niko. Think about it. Years of suffering, deep trauma, countless deaths, all for a shockingly trivial sum of money. The story then forces you into a massive emotional crossroads. Do you kill Darko, or do you let him walk away to live with that agonizing guilt forever? It's honestly one of the most poignant moments in the entire narrative, because as we experience right alongside Niko, pulling that trigger and finally achieving revenge, it doesn't actually erase the pain. It doesn't magically bring those 12 soldiers back. Section 4. The Illusion of Choice. The Final Decision. So, right near the end of our narrative,
Dimitri unexpectedly contacts Niko with a $1 million drug deal, forcing a seemingly unwinnable choice. On one side, you have Roman. He's advising Niko to just forget the past, take the millions, and finally secure their American dream. On the other side, Kate McCreary, who Niko has grown really close to, provides a stern moral warning. She tells him Dimitri can never, ever be trusted, and taking that deal compromises everything Niko stands for. So what do? Accept the deal for the money, or reject the deal and take your revenge immediately?
Well, here's how that plays out. If Niko takes the deal, Dimitri, shocker, inevitably betrays him again, and a hitman accidentally kills Roman at his own wedding. The very person Niko came to America to protect is just gone forever. But if Niko pursues revenge, he kills Dimitri's partner. Dimitri strikes back, though, and at the wedding, a stray bullet meant for Niko kills Kate instead. Regardless of the path you choose, Dimitri's betrayal is inevitable, and an innocent loved one pays the ultimate price. So, the hard truth? There are no happy endings here, only different kinds of tragedy. Sure, Niko defeats Dimitri in both scenarios, but his violent lifestyle ensures that a peaceful resolution in Liberty City is nothing but a phantom. The damage is done, and it's permanent. Section 5. A masterpiece of tragedy. Why GTA 4 is special. Throughout this whole brutal journey, Niko literally just wants peace. He just dreams of a normal life. But Liberty City constantly reminds us of 3 unbreakable rules. Revenge has consequences, money cannot solve everything, and crime always demands a price. If you've ever felt like video games only offer shallow power fantasies, this story absolutely proves otherwise. Every single decision Niko makes to try and pull himself out of the underworld only drags him and the people he loves further into it. It's profoundly emotional and just heavily realistic. Liberty City has been described as a place where thousands chase success, yet many lose themselves trying. And wow, does that hit the nail on the head? The city itself acts like this cold, gray character. It perfectly reflects the inescapable trap of the criminal underworld. The atmosphere constantly reinforces the theme that the American dream Niko was sold is fundamentally broken. And honestly, more than 15 years later, the way this environment mirrors the story's themes is exactly why it remains one of the greatest narratives ever constructed. And that, everyone, brings us to the end of our deep dive into the tragic illusion of Grand Theft Auto 4. From Niko's arrival to the shocking betrayals and ultimately to one of the saddest endings in modern storytelling. But before we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative question to chew on. Which ending do you believe is the true fate of Niko Bellic? Is it the pursuit of the deal or the inevitable pull of revenge? I really want you to think about the ultimate consequences of choice and what it actually means to try and escape your past. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this masterpiece. Keep learning, keep analyzing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.